Yeah, what would I say to a young man who's discerning the trades? I've had this conversation multiple times. I mean, both with family members and with young men as well, too. I think the first thing that I see is that they're struggling with, I have a desire to go into the trades. I have a desire to work with my hands. But because our society is set up in such a way that it doesn't help that individual unpack that, it's almost like they come to me and saying, you know, I want to work with my hands, but that's not a thing, is it? So first off, what I say to a young man is I say, that's a good thing. That is a good thing that you're discerning. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. There's a variety of careers that young men can go into. And you just don't have to be forced into some, university. If you look at the economy here in the next 5 years, we're still entering into this trade deficit. So there's an economic importance to it as well. And if you do go into the trades and you do find a trade or trades, you could be very successful. But then I'll also say, why? Why do you want to go into the trades? What JP2, what did he say? He said, work is for man, not man for work. I think what St. Pope John Paul II realized, if someone can't become the integrated whole man, especially from his document on work and labor, what he's bringing forth in that document is how can we integrate and how can we stay integrated? And so these aspects and these pillars and these foundations of Harmel need to come together to create that opportunity for them to become integrated and to become whole, right? Because how else are you gonna discover really truly who you are? In the trades, you're going to encounter that all the time. And if they're called to have a family, they're going to encounter that there at the family. So it's just not like, well, it's a trade school and they have some of these nice foundations and options where we can bring everything together and it's good for the school, but just to learn and then 2 years later we're gone and then we just don't apply it. Absolutely not. So what we're teaching here at Harmel is not something just particular to Harmel and then when they're gone they don't use it, or particular to the trade and then when they're gone and they're hired someplace and it's just, you don't bring that integrated whole. No, you do. Right? You bring the prayer. Right? You bring that the robust learning and intellectual illumination that you've gotten from the humanities curriculum here, which is actually very robust. Some of the stuff these guys are learning and reading is what I was taught in graduate school at seminary, right? These guys are like 19, 20 years old. Like I don't think I could have done that when I was that age. And so we push them and we challenge them because we want them to integrate, we want them to see all these outer dimensions that when they come together, it creates a fully integrated you. And that's what we want for the guys. To not look within themselves and at themselves, but now everything they learned here can now be projected outward for what? For the building up of something better outside themselves. I mean, that's part of the integrated whole man, is that they know how to give. And that's the key to happiness. It's all about the other. Right? St. Thomas Aquinas defines love as willing the good of the other. Right? Someone else added on to that, and doing something about that. They're not cavatus in se, they're generative. They're generative because now they're giving of themselves. Trade school is a thing. Desiring to work with my hands is okay, that's a good thing. And okay, here's an option. Here's Harmel, and here's why Harmel is good. And so once I start breaking that out, you can begin to see like this whole world begin to open. Then I'll say, you gotta go to Harmel because it's cool.